Hi there, good morning. It's Chris van der Kerk here at Blue Rhino Safaris. Let me give you an overview of the tours, this Serengeti tour, the Great East African Tour for 2019. It's the same tour as we had in 2018, so nothing different. It works, so I'm going to stick to the plan that actually works. The tour details on the website: East Africa Serengeti. Departure date 12 May 2019, that's a Sunday. It gives me the best timing for the trip if I depart on a Sunday. Duration 31 nights. I'm always unsure exactly how long this trip is, but it's a 31 night trip. I just counted it. If you check my map, you will see that I don't exactly have 31 nights on there. I just missed one or two, but it's a 31 night trip. We're doing camping all along the trip. There's one night where we stay in a hotel because there's no campsites available, and then of course Zanzibar is also on the trip. So if you're doing Zanzibar, you'll have a night in a lovely hotel. The price $3,300 per person, based on a rate of R12.50, which is roughly what the rand should be as we go along, and that will obviously be adjusted depending on what the South African rand does. About 10,500 kilometers from Joburg, and that means you can service your vehicle in South Africa, do the trip, come back and service your vehicle again. You don't have to worry about servicing your vehicle on the trip. No children. It's really too long for children to do such a trip, but if you want to bring a child which is 12, 13, 14 years old, then that's obviously not a problem. Group size will be 14 people. It's normally between 12 and 16. Somewhere there, 6-7 vehicles. So yeah, that's roughly the group size that I take up to the Serengeti. So let's have a look at the tour itself. The migration, I have it on the website. It happens in a certain way, and many people say, well, how does this actually work, and will we see the migration? The Serengeti is a big national park, and you have 2.5 million wildebeest that travels in this park throughout the year. Now they are generally down in the south January, February when they calve, and then they move up generally on the western side into the Masai Mara, back down into Ngorongoro and out. This year, when we're going to see the gorillas in December, we will actually be going into the Ngorongoro crater for a day, and I expect to see the wildebeest there. They should be in this area. But when I go up in Serengeti, on my Serengeti tour in May, then we expect them in the Western Corridor. Now, I find them different places every year. 2 years ago, we found them in the north and the east. This year, we found them right in the south and the east. So it all depends on the rainfall for the year. But the wildebeest keeps on moving just to follow their food source, and that's why we find them where we find them. Let me go through the itinerary itself. Let's do it via the map, and I'll give you a little bit more information on exactly where and what we are doing. We're starting in northern Botswana, crossing into Zambia. We spend a day at Vic Falls, so if you haven't seen the falls, if you feel like it, then you can visit the falls. So a very relaxed period here. Slow drive up to the Lusaka area, sleeping on the way. Carry on further north up till we get to a hot spring where we will set camp for 2 nights. We'll have a braai night there, so I give pap and soos, you bring your meat, we have a braai night, and we just relax a little bit. Nice hot spring, get the sore body into the water and relax a little bit. From there off to the Tanzanian border. We cross the border into Tanzania, and we head up all the way to Lake Victoria. Once we get to Lake Victoria, we have another 2 days there. We have another 2 days in Lake Victoria. It gives us time to catch up on some shopping, just enjoy the lake. They've got lovely fish. The Nile perch is available out there. Make sure our vehicles are all good, because we are heading off into the Serengeti for 4 nights. We head off from the western side into the Serengeti, sleep fairly central for 4 nights, and on that day, or on those days, we will go out look for the wildebeest. They could be right in the south, they could be right in the west, in the east, or the north. And we just basically go out and look for them. On the third day, there's a balloon ride option. The balloon ride is something absolutely spectacular, and you have to do it if you ever have the opportunity. Once we're done with that, would have seen the wildebeest in their magnificent numbers, and we make our way out into the Ngorongoro area. Ngorongoro is the well-known crater. We will go into the crater for the day. Your park fees are included. It's a very expensive park day, but it's included in your trip fees, so it is paid for. From there, we start making our way out down towards Dar es Salaam, and in Dar es Salaam we will spend 2 nights where we will prepare ourselves for the trip over to Zanzibar. We catch the ferry across, takes about 2 hours, early morning, and we go up into Zanzibar for a night. Nice hotel food, hot shower, hair dryers, all the stuff that camping people really miss. And we reset our batteries. We visit the slave market, do an exceptional spice tour with Mr. Spice. We do the slave market, the governor's mansion, which is now a museum, and sleep there for the night. The next day, after lunch, we come back to Dar es Salaam, sleep in Dar es Salaam, exit, do a bit of grocery shopping, onto the Malawian leg. So we follow the route, the Tanzam Highway, out and down into Lake Malawi area. Lake Malawi, we'll sleep for 3 nights. Again, just taking a nice relaxing day, looking at the carvings that the guys sell, and just doing the touristy thing. Once we're done in Lake Malawi, we cross back into Zambia and make our way down to Lusaka. From Lusaka, we cross over into Zimbabwe and we visit Mana Pools for 2 nights. This is the last 2 nights effectively of the trip, and we have a bit of a game drive depending on how the guys feels. We sleep in Mana Pools, which is one of the most beautiful campsites that there is in the world on the Zambezi River. We go for a game drive, we have a braai night, a farewell party, and then we head back down. Last night in Zimbabwe, just to break up the day, and the next morning very early I need to get back home, so I'm on my horse and heading out, going via Bite Bridge. Quite often the last 2 nights at Mana Pools, this is where the guys break off. Some people would stay extra night in Mana Pools, some people would go into the Kariba area, some would go back into Zambia, go onto Harare to visit friends. So you can really start making your own plans from Mana Pools. But I'm heading home. If you join me, you join me. You're welcome to. 1 night in Zim and then out. So yeah, let me say, if you have nothing to do in the middle of May to the middle of June, you have a few bucks in your pocket and you have a bit of leave, this is one of those trips that you have to do. People say it's a bucket list item. Yes, it's a bucket list item, and I can assure you this is one of those items on that bucket list that has to be done. It's really a great tour. That's why I'm not changing it at the moment. There's no reason to change it. It really is a very nice trip. So join me middle May and come and experience East Africa. Cheers.